Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another Optc video, and in today's video, we're over here, over this way, on the Japanese side of the game with the release of the new KIZUNA IVANKOV. Now, in today's video, I am just sort of showcasing the teams I have put together over here on stream. So if you are enjoying today's video, make sure to smash that like button. If you do want to join the streams as well, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button as well, and hit that little bell notification to get notified every time I am streaming. We do stream pretty much every Monday and then sporadically throughout the week, so make sure to hit that bell notification if you do want to keep up to date with the streams. But as I mentioned, in today's video, we will be showcasing our teams against IVANKOV and sort of doing a little bit of a breakdown video for you guys on what the content actually does and what debuffs and stuff you guys actually need to get around. So, we're going to quickly farm up some of these points over here on the initial quest. Always use double buggy when you are doing this one. Then you can just basically skip it. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit until we get to the first fight, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, it's Editing Stump here, and something that I forgot to mention throughout the entire video was that Bon Clay, the new KIZUNA rare recruit, is actually a 5x captains for all units. So you can pretty much use Bon Clay as a friend captain for all the teams you're about to see in this particular video. Now, on the Reiju team, he is a little bit scuffed as he's not getting buffed by Reiju, but Reiju is so damn good that if you don't have Reiju, I would recommend bringing a friend Reiju. Now, on all the teams that you guys see here today, there are some alternative captains that you guys can bring on the teams besides the last variation. The last variation got a little bit scuffed as the information I had was a little bit incorrect. It did say that I needed to build a Dex team when I actually needed to build a Quick team. So, unfortunately, the last team doesn't really have alternative captains. The way that I actually do it is with Anniversary Luffy. But for the first two teams, a lot of the subs you guys are going to see on the team will actually make really good captains as well. So for the first team, we have Ace, Toki, and Super Type Sabo. They all make great strength captains, which you can easily use and replace Vivi as a captain, as I am using double Vivi. And then for the Reiju team, I have something like Marco, I have something like Whitebeard, and Bonnie, I'm pretty sure, on the team. Whitebeard might not be there. I'm pretty sure it's Marco, Bonnie, and another very good... Oh, no, I had Caesar. But you could easily use something like Halloween Law as another really good option. And that would also work too. So just be mindful that the teams you are going to see in today's video are quite whale heavy because my Japan account is quite fresh and I haven't farmed up a lot of free-to-play units. But as I mentioned at the end, make sure to check out some other amazing content creators if you want to see some more free-to-play teams. But just be mindful that other units that you guys will see on the teams can easily be used as captains. With that said, let's dive into the video. Alright, so we're over here on the first variation of the KIZUNA Clash IVANKOV, and we actually come up against Dex IVANKOV. Now, this is the particular team I'm using, so this is the team, there's the supports. Let's dive in. Now, for the very start of the quest, we get our cooldown reductions from Free Spirits, Fighters, and Cerebral-based characters, so you do want to try and build your team around that. And because we are versing a Dex variation of IVANKOV, you really want to start bringing as many strength units as possible. Now, there is the free-to-play buggy, the one that you can actually farm up to get your hands on a bunch of buggy copies, as well as the buggy manuals, and that way you can actually bring buggy to actually get more ticket drops. Now, this particular team that you guys see works really, really well if you do have a friend Bon Clay, but Vivi is very, very good for this as well, as on stage 2, when we come up against Bon Clay, we get Special Bind for 4 turns on our right-hand side. Vivi's just going to remove that, which is really, really nice. We're then going to use our Toki special. We can use Toki on our captains, that way we can get around the Despair after stage 30, as well as giving our captains a really, really big attack boost. We got 3 turns of an orb boost with our Vivi special, as well as an orb buff with our Vivi, and then we can actually give ourselves color affinity with our Sabo special. Now, as long as we hit 3 perfects here, we should be right to actually get that, but as you can see, we do so much damage on the early stages, it doesn't even matter. That color affinity is going to be more clutch towards the final stages, getting the 2 stages of color affinity I'm talking about, but for now, I'm probably just going to use it on the IVANKOV stage. Against IVANKOV, though, he is going to give us a full board of unfavorable orbs and special bind our left-hand column this time, which obviously Vivi can get around with her amazing captain ability. We are then going to get Despair and more turns of special binds after we pass level 30. So just be mindful of that. This particular team does work very, very well past level 30 because we have Toki. Now, if you don't have Toki, just bring anyone to remove Despair. That should work absolutely fine. We have color affinity with Sabo. We have an orb boost with Vivi and an extended orb boost with Vivi as well. you can give yourself an attack buff with Ace, as well as a chain lock with Ace for the free spirit class. So this team shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. It's basically just going to clap Ivankov for a very, very long time. Now, like I said, if you can find a friend Bon Clay, or you have your own Bon Clay, make sure to use him as a captain, then bring like a sub VV, and that should work absolutely fine too. So that was my team against the Dex variation. Let's move on to the next variation now. Alright, so moving on to the next variation of Ivankov, we come up against Sai Ivankov. So this is the team, these are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, Reiju's really, really, really good for this particular fight, as once you actually get to stage 2, there's actually poison sockets as well as getting poisoned. And what that usually means is if you are bringing a Reiju captain or a friend Reiju, you are going to get the auto trigger of her special. Now, with this particular team, it will work with the friend Bon Clay for a little while, but Bon Clay is a fighter and a free spirit booster. So ideally, you actually want to try and bring like fighters and free spirits on the team, but Reiju's just so damn good for stage 2 that it's kind of a little bit of a yikes that they've actually done something like this. Once we hit stage 2 though, we do come up against Croc. Now Croc's going to give us normal attacks only. He's going to change all of our orbs into poison orbs and give us toxic for 30 turns, as well as have an int orb barrier. So that's why bringing Rage is really, really good here. Rage is going to give us a full border orbs, as she can remove that toxic. We can also then get a HP cut with our second Reiju as well, and it just works really, really nicely. With that, we're going to have an attack boost as well, and Croc's just going to absolutely melt. Once we hit stage 3, we are going to get a full board of block orbs, and the enemy is actually going to put up resilience. Ivankov puts up a bunch of resilience, and after stage 30, he puts up even more resilience, which is a little bit annoying. He also puts up defense up past level 30 as well, so that is something to note. On this particular stage, to get around the block orbs, we did bring our boy Buggy, so we can rotate those orbs. Lucky for us, this Ivankov is actually not immune to poison. He's immune to everything else, so utilizing double Reiju works really, really nicely, as we can give ourselves a HP cut, and with... Oh, okay, so the support doesn't actually work. Well, that sucks. I thought with the support of, what's his name? Law, we could actually get an orb boost, but I'm actually going to put that support on Caesar, as Caesar actually does damage, and with that, we can actually get a conditional boost against the poison as well. Finally, we've got color affinity with our boy Marco, and then we also have a chain lock with our girl Bonnie. So with this particular team, we should have a lot of damage. Once things start to get a little bit harder... Oh, I didn't actually get around the resilience. The poison should go around the resilience, all right? Yeah, beautiful. The poison gets around the resilience too, so that's another reason why Reiju is so damn good for this fight. When things get a little bit tougher, I will replace the Buggy on this particular team with a better orb booster. Even like Halloween Law will work absolutely fine. And with that, we've also got the super typing of Reiju. So that was the int team. Let's move on to the final variation now. Against what is the last variation? Against Quick, the Quick variation. And the final variation of Ivankov is actually coming up against a Strength variation, not a Dex. So I did find some information and it was a little bit incorrect. So just be mindful, the last variation is a Strength variation. So for this team, we are utilizing double Anniversary Luffy. So this is the team, these are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, the beautiful thing about bringing Anniversary Luffy is his super typing actually gives quick units their cooldowns, which is really, really nice. On the first turn, we actually get our Strength, Dex, and Quick characters cooldowns. So it was kind of designed for, like, V2 Kizaru, but then it is Strength. So Kizaru can still boost quick units, but the downside is that they're not always going to be boosted. Of course, I lose my KBS as soon as I start jump in, which is always fun. Are we back? Okay, we're back. Apologies about that. So, as I mentioned, on the first turn, we get our cooldowns for our Strength, Dex, and our Quick characters. Now, because we are bringing Sanji and Pudding on this particular team, we can actually get the super typing of Luffy, which is really, really handy, as once we hit stage 2, Jinbei is actually going to roll our specials back by 2 turns and give us the special lock system. So we do need to make sure that we are in all of our quick variations of either Don, Krieg, and Jin, and Sanji and Pudding. We're then going to use the super typing of Luffy. That's going to give us a chain buff mechanic, as well as some cooldowns. And then we can easily just use the other Luffy to get that cooldown as well. As the chain lock mechanic, what it actually does is it doesn't allow you to get your cooldowns with natural stall. But just be mindful that Luffy really only reduces the cooldowns of fighters, free spirits, and quick units. So that is something that you do want to be very careful. It's just easiest to be in your quick variations, and because Buggy is a free spirit, it works quite nicely. Once we hit the final stage against Ivankov, he has the HP cut, immunity as well as blowaway immunity. He binds your top and bottom row for 7 turns, which should go down to 4 with sockets, and he puts up 5 turns of threshold. So with Buggy, we can get around that bind. With the Sanji and Pudding, we can actually get around the threshold. Now, after stage 30, that threshold actually gets larger, so just be mindful of that. We have Don Krieg and Jin to give us an orb buff, and after stage 30, there's actually paralysis as well, so you do need to be mindful of that, and that's why Don Krieg and Jin are so damn handy. We can then use the Tessero special. Tessero is going to give us some orbs on our top and bottom row, and then with our Luffy special, we can get a massive base stat boost as well as an attack boost as well. And with that, Bob's your uncle, we should be absolutely hunky-dory here to just absolutely decimate our boy Ivankov. So there you guys go. They were my teams for the new KIZUNA against Ivankov's. Like I always say, unfortunately my Japan count doesn't have access to all the free-to-play units, but jump online, there's a bunch of really good content creators out there. Subconti, for example, as well as my boy Cowboy. They always like to put up free-to-play content, so check them out if you guys are struggling with some of these teams. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt that like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later!